Hi everyone, this is Rosa Kelly. I am here today with a new mini album tutorial using the Stamperia Lilac Flower Collection. This is going to be an easy, romantic, elegant, very simple to do mini album for beginners. So I hope you can join along and we can make it together. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with a new design team project for JS Hobbies and Crafts. I am going to have a list of all the supplies that you are going to need on the description box below. Also, I'm going to link you to my whole video where you can look at everything more in detail. And right now, let's get right into the tutorial. So we are going to start with our chipboard. So I am going to cut two pieces at 9 by 7. So I'm gonna start with 7, turn this around and cut it again. This is medium weight chipboard, so you do want to cut it on both sides to make sure it cuts nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna do this by 9 inches, and here we go, same thing here. So I'm going to make 2 of these pieces, and then I'm also going to cut another piece of 9 inches by 3 inches. So again, I'm cutting 2 times of both on both sides, and then I am going to just do 3 inches here and turn this over and 3 inches again. Okay, so I have the 3 chipboard pieces, and then also I'm going to be using some Tyvek. You can also find Tyvek at the store and on the website link down below. And I cut these at 9 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to add the center, the spine piece here, and then we are going to add the 2 chipboard pieces on the side, and you want to leave a space in between your spine and your side covers, and that spacing is about 1/8 of an inch, as you can see here. So I'm going to be using some double-sided tape. This is the score tape 3/8 of an inch, and I'm just gonna glue everything together. Okay, so now I'm gonna wrap everything straight onto the design paper because Stamperia has a good quality paper, and it's not too thick that it will crack. And so I'm gonna be using the reverse back cover, and I am using 2 collections here. So I am just gonna use both of those. So I'm gonna join them together first. I'm just gonna use some of my tape. And you can definitely do this using your glue as well. So we're just gonna place them together just like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna place my base on top, and we are going to simply just glue this there. And I'm going to again use some tape. You can definitely use some glue. So I have all the tape, and now I'm just going to peel it off quickly and add it into the cardstock. So then I'm just going to take off some of the paper on the side. You only want about 1 inch all around, so I'm just gonna reduce the sides a little bit, and then we're going to just fold along, and you kind of want to just massage your paper so you slowly fold into it. That way you don't crack your paper or force your paper too much. And then we're going to trim the corners so we can wrap around without too much bulk. And make sure to stay away from your chipboard when you cut the corners. So give it a good 1/8 of an inch. Okay, and here we go. Now I'm just going to add my tape and put it all together. Okay, so now I'm just going to mark where we have the gaps. That way it's easier for the cardstock to bend. Just like that. And same thing here and here. And now we have the cover of the book. So pretty. So now we're going to work on our hinges. I'm going to use a piece of 8.5 by 11 65-pound cardstock. And I always get a lot of questions on what gusset and how many pages I'm going to be using. So I'm going to give you a quick example on how I make my decision based on. So I'm going to show you 2 examples. This album has also a 3-inch spine, but this one only has 3 hinges, and you can see that the pages are very thick and full of interaction. So I do have a 3/4 inch gusset in between those pages and only 3 pages. Also, you don't want to put more pages here because you don't want the album to be too heavy, because then your spine will start to tear and come apart. And I have another album here. This one is also a 3-inch spine, but this one has 4 hinges, as you can see. The album does have some interaction to it, but not that much, and the pages are not really heavy, so that's why I can have 4 hinges and just a small 1/2 inch gusset in between them. So it just basically depends how much interaction you want in your pages, and then how heavy your book is gonna get. This book, even though it has 3 hinges, it's a lot heavier than this one. Now it is a little bit larger too, but not by much, and it is the same spine. So that's kind of like a little main idea of a little tip that I can give you. So for this album, I just want to keep my pages simple. I want to do a lot of like pockets and tags. So I'm going to do 4 pages and just keep a 1/2 inch gusset in between them. So I'm going to start by scoring at 1.5. And this very first piece is what is going to be glued into my, I like to glue my hinges on the side here to keep them very secure. And then my first gusset is going to be 1/2 inch, so I'm going to score at 2. And then I'm going to score at 2 3/4 and 3.5 for the first hinge. And then I'm going to do another 1/2 inch for the gusset. So this is going to be 4, and then we'll do 4 3/4, 5.5. That's the second hinge. Then we do 6 inches, 6 3/4, and 7.5. And then we do 8 inches, and then 8 3/4 and 9.5. And then for the last one, it will be at 10 inches here for the last 1/2 inch gusset. So now what we're gonna do is just join together the 1/2 inch, the 3/4 inches, just like this. We're gonna pinch this together, skip the 1/2 inch, and just create the hinges like that. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there you go. So now you want to make sure that you fold really good. You're gonna have these little V pieces. So I'm just gonna go back here and give it a really nice crisp, just like that. And one more. Okay, so then I'm gonna open this up again, and we're gonna add double-sided tape to the back for each one of the hinges, just like that. And let me do one here, one here, and one last one. And then we're just going to take off the tape and join the hinges together. Okay, so now we have the hinges ready, just like this. Look at that, quick and easy. And now I'm just going to add double-sided tape to both sides of the hinges, and then I'm also going to add my tape on the back. Okay, so now I have my hinges ready, and I know they look a little bit off center. This side came out a little bit longer than that, but that is totally okay as long as you have a good inch here. And now we're gonna center this on the middle. Now I do 2 score lines on the beginning and end as a guideline or a reference, but sometimes it might not exactly match your spine. Like my spine's a little bit bigger, which is okay. I'm just gonna center it and have my hinges right on the middle here. So to make sure that I center it properly and I'm not just sticking the whole thing down, I'm just gonna take 2 pieces of tape and kind of play around with this. And just like I said, we're gonna center it, and you also want to make sure it's centered up and down. Okay, and then I'm going to stick that, and then we can open that up and take the remaining of the tape off. And now we know exactly where it's going to sit. Now you can use your arc glitter glue for this step as well. So now I'm going to go back with my little score tool, and I'm just going to feel where the bending points are on my spine, which is right here, and same thing on the top right there. And I'm just going to gently score, just like that. That way you're helping the cardstock bend a little bit more easily, just like that. And then we're gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we have the hinges, and I went ahead and cut 2 pieces of 6 3/4 by 8 3/4, and these are going to be our inside covers. And I'm going to start working on each one of these before I actually add them into my book, so that way it'll be a lot easier. So for the first one, let me put this one on the side now. I'm going to also cut another piece of cardstock. Now this one I'm going to cut at 6 3/4, which is the same width here, and I'm going to cut it by 9 inches, which is a little bit bigger than the base, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So this is going to be a little flip up option. So let's do little 1/2 inch score line, and we're gonna bend along the score line. and add our tape. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add this piece right on the top here. So I'm just gonna line this up. Yeah, just like so. Let's see here. And then I'm going to remove the tape. Okay, here we go. So now we have a flip up option, and then I'm going to grab a smaller piece, just something like that, and I'm also going to cut these at 6 3/4. Okay, and then we're gonna add a flip down option. So we are going to score 1/2 inch again, and this piece measures 5 1/4. I just used a piece of my scraps. So we're scoring at 1/2 inch and adding the tape here also. Okay, so I'm just gonna place it down, and I'm gonna open this up and add this to the bottom. There we go. I'm just going to line it up on this side, and then just press down and remove the tape. Super quick and easy. So now we have this page that will open down. And if you take a look, this almost looks like a pocket, which is what I'm going for. I want this to look like a pocket and to hold tags on it, but then you actually be able to open the pocket. So I'm going to add a magnet to keep this closed, and also the magnet is going to hold some photo mats for us. So I'm using the large magnetic disc, and I have this product link down below, so you can find it easily. And here we go. So what I love about these magnets is they come with a plus and minus sign, so it makes it really easy to put together, and it also has the stickiness on it. So I'm gonna open that up, place that right there, and then we're gonna place the second one and take out the little stickiness, and here we go. So we have this page. Now I'm going to add some of my design paper. So I'm going to cut these at 6 1/2 by 8 1/4 for the first piece, just like that. So this one is going to be here. So I'm just gonna glue that one down. So then I'm going to use this other design, and I'm also going to cut these at 6 1/2, and we're gonna do by 4 1/2. Here we go. And we're gonna put this right there. And doesn't that look like a pocket? Okay, so here we go. Alrighty. And then of course I'm going to be using some of this super pretty lace, and I'm definitely gonna save some for the cover, but I just wanna see how it looks with the pretty lace. Oh, I love it. So I'm gonna cut a little piece here, and I'm gonna glue this down. Now I like gluing my laces using fabric tack glue. This one is like best glue for laces, I think. And then I'm also going to add this flat back pearl trim on the trim here. Okay, so now we're done with this page. I'm just gonna put this aside for now, and we're gonna work on the back cover page. And so let me start with a new piece of 12 by 12, and I'm going to cut these at 8 3/4, which is the same height as this page. And then I'm going to split this in two, so I'm gonna cut these at 6 inches, and I'm going to score 1/2 inch on each one of these. So let's do 1/2 inch here, and on this one as well. Okay, and then we're gonna fold along the line and add our tape. Okay, and now I'm going to take off the tape, and we're gonna add it on each one of the sides. So let me start on this side here, and I'm just gonna line this up on the corner, and then we're gonna press down on the sticky side and remove the tape, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. So press down, line it up, and remove the tape. Okay, so now we have this little page, and now I love making pages like this because they just gives you so much room for photos, and you can add large photos as well. And look how flat this is, so perfect. So on this one, I want to add a beautiful die piece. So I'm gonna use this Regal pocket and accents, and so I'm gonna cut this pocket piece here because I think they're so pretty. Okay, so here is the piece. It's just so elegant, so pretty. So I'm going to cut this paper at 8.5 by 5.25. So before I glue this, I am going to see where I want to have my pocket, and let me put this aside for a minute. So what you're gonna do is just simply glue this down first, and notice that I didn't cut the opening because we are going to do this opening after we add it into the paper, so we have it at the same location. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this down right there. Okay, and then I'm going to run this onto my die cutter again, and we're gonna make this opening. Okay, so now we have this piece, and I did add a little washi tape in here just to make sure it's centered and it won't move. And there you go. Now we have that opening. Look how elegant it looks. So now we can go ahead and add this page here. Now we are going to make sure that we are not going to glue on this side here, because you want to keep that open so you can add your tag under it. So I'm going to do just the borders, the bottom, and then on the top you can glue the whole piece. And then we are going to add this right onto the page, just like that. So pretty. And then see, now we have this beautiful little pocket. Okay, so now I'm going to add paper on this side, and I'm going to leave this blank for now. So now we have both of the inside covers ready, and I'm just gonna add them into my book. So I am just simply going to glue them down like this. Okay, so there you go. Now on this page I didn't add a magnet, but you can definitely add a magnet here and here before you glue your paper, or we can just put it on the back. So maybe I'll go ahead and add a magnet. So I'm just gonna put one on this side, and then let's see here, I will press the other one on this side here, just so this stays nice and close, especially because I have the tag. Okay, so we're done with the inside covers, and before I work on the pages, I want to decorate my cover because I can add something in here and just keep this nice and flat. So I'm going to be using some beautiful laces and trims and these gorgeous, gorgeous flowers on my cover. Also some paper doilies and of course some of the paper. And I absolutely love this image here. So I think I'm gonna make that my main image. And then also I'm going to be using some of the scrap pieces that I already have just to add a little bit of layering. So first I'm gonna cut this image. So I'm just going to get it out. And I'm not using my paper trimmer because I just want this kind of rough edge. So I'm not going to worry about having neat lines for these. I'm just gonna go like that. Okay, so then I'm going around with my scissors just to give it that distressed look. So here's that piece, and then I'm gonna use some of these pieces, like I said, to add different layers. So I kind of want to do something like that, and maybe I'll use some of this paper as well. Okay, and then, oh, this is super pretty. So maybe I'll do this side. Actually I like the text. And okay, so let's make it like that for the orientation of the text. So I'm just going to cut this a little bit more. So right now I'm just playing around with the shape of how I want this, and I think something like that. Then also I'm going to use these paper doilies. So let me just cut this here. And paper doilies make this beautiful, like it makes everything look more romantic and super soft and delicate, and so, you know, make just effortless beauty. There you go. So I'm gonna do one up there and maybe one other one back here, just like so. And I'm not gluing anything down yet because I'm just kind of playing around with what I want to do before I decide to glue it. Then I also want this beautiful trim. Now I'm thinking maybe along the bottom here, and then these pearls possibly along the top. Yeah, I think I like how this is coming. So I'm gonna cut a little piece, and I'm just gonna put it here for now. Same thing with this one. Oh, I love it. So pretty. And then of course we're gonna add flowers. Okay, so before I glue this down, I'm going to go back to my chipboard pieces that I had left over, just so I can start adding volume to these pieces. So for example, I'm just gonna glue this back here. Okay, so now we're gonna glue this other piece. So let's just place it right there, creating different layers, and this other one right here too. So maybe I'll put this one higher up and this one down here, something like that. Okay, so now I'm just gonna glue this one, and there you go. Different layers just makes it look so interesting, so romantic. Okay, so now let's add this pretty trim down here. I'm actually gonna put it up in here. We're going to add these little pearls on the top, and there you go. Oh, so pretty. And then I'm going to play around with these flowers. Okay, so now I have my little flowers here, and I think I'm just going to add some on the corners and just something very sweet and very simple but beautiful. Okay, so I like these ones that have the green leaves on them. There you go. And I know the flowers are looking super dark on camera. I think that's what I'm seeing, but they're not. They're very light. So it might be my lighting, maybe. Okay, so I like that, how that looks. And there you go. So there you have the cover. I think it's really sweet. So let me move this out of the way so I can give you a little close-up of how that looks, and it has all these different layers that I think look so pretty. So for my spine, I think I'm gonna use this paper, so pretty. So I'm just gonna cut that to 2 3/4, which is right here. And I think this is a good size, maybe a little bit shorter on the top. Okay, so then I'm going to distress the edges also and just glue that down. Okay, so there you go, and I love how that looks when the paper's coming out a little bit. It just makes it look so antique and so shabby. And then I have these Tim Holtz frames, and here they are. So I'm going to add some on my spine. So I'm just gonna put this down there, and that looks so pretty. Make sure I have it straight. And then we can also add some little flowers here as well, which is gonna make this whole thing look so super pretty. Let's see here, something like that. Now I'm not gonna add these little flowers until after I finish adding the pages, because I need this to lay nice and flat. So yeah, so I think that we are at a good stopping point for today. I hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial, and I hope that I inspire you to make one of your own. I'm gonna have the list on the description box below of all the supplies that you need, and a link to the store as well. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.